Michael from Singapore. Welcome back to the series, The Truths Not Taught in Schools. Today, this series entitled Babylonian Economic System versus God's Economic Systems, The Origins, Part 1. All of us are facing same issues. Many of us don't realize what is real from fake. The currencies and the money that we have in our hands is called fiat money, F-I-A-T. Fiat money refers to the currency predetermined by the government authority to be perceived and be used as a form of money without any precious metals backing, example gold. Due to greed, man created lots of money and we call fiat money. And this is nothing new under the sun as regarded in the Bible. Our education system often reshuffle truth and fake and make us think what is fake real. And this leads to a lot of confusions. To better appreciate how this came about, let's go back to the origins, the pre-Noah flood period, a world that had gone wrong. Back then, before Noah's flood, the people spoke one language. They had one belief system, they had one economic systems, but became corrupted over time. Genesis 6, 1, 2, and 4. It says, Then the people began to multiply on the earth, the daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw the beautiful women, and took any they wanted as their wives. In those days, and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on the earth. For whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became the heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. The pre-flood judgment came as a result of that in Genesis 6, 5, and 7. The Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw that everything they thought or they imagined was consistently and totally evil. And God decided to wipe out the human race. Whatever was meant to be good, we know Satan will always go on the opposite sides, to contaminate and challenge God's purpose and plans by first corrupting the people, the human race, who are created in the image of God. This was the first, the most serious judgment on earth back then by God. In Egyptians and Greek mythology, they talk so much about the past, the gods that they have. And last week, while I was thinking of how to do this video, suddenly I saw the visions, the picture of a sphinx, the sphinx in Egypt. This sphinx is a limestone structure with the head of a person, but a body of a lion facing east. It struck me, and I began to look through the Bible and realized that today in the Old Jerusalem, there are 12 gates. One of the 12 gates is called the Golden Gates, and it's facing east. Why is it facing east? Because Jesus promised that he will come back to earth the second time by the east. Is this coincidental? There are many pre-flood archaeology findings that trace back to the old kingdom of ancient Egypt in about 2558 to 2532 BC. The people, including kings back then, had a long life, just like Noah's had. And the Sphinx could be the Nephilites, the descendants of the hybrids, half human, half beast, the descendants of the fallen angels consummated with the women. And not only that, they came with power and began to contaminate both spiritually and economically. Every thought they had was evil. Every transaction that they made was wicked. Moving forward, we had the post-flood period. We had this person named called Nimrod. Who was Nimrod? He was the first mighty warrior with powers He rebelled against God. He was regarded in the Bible as a mighty hunter, a ruler, a giant, a Nephilim, hybrid of man and beast. That leads me and us to the verse Revelation 18 verse 4. Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, Babylon, my people, lest you take part in the sins, lest you share in the plagues." The Babylon has two aspects, not just the spiritual aspect, but also the economic aspects. As you know in the Bible, the word money has been mentioned more times than both heaven and hell add together. And that itself, we need to take notice of this. What does God want to convey to us? May the Spirit of God help us to understand it. The profile of Nimrod. He was the son of Cush, the grandson of Ham, a great grandson of Noah. He was a cursed lineage. In Genesis 9:25, then he cursed Canaan, the son of Ham. May Canaan be cursed. May he be the lowest of servants to his relatives. The lineage of Ham was cursed. All the descendants, including Cush, all the way down to Nimrod, to Canaan as well. They all were recorded in the Bible as giants. Nimrod was a mighty king, a mighty warrior. He then led the people to oppose God and make himself equal to God by getting everyone else come together to build the Tower of Babel in Babylon. Babylon is known as confusion. Well, in a separate understanding of what Babylon means, it is the gateway or the gate of the gods. The Tower of Babel was believed to be constructed for spiritual reasons, for common worship, a one-world religion. Does that sound familiar to you? I would suggest that these fallen angels would come up and down, descend and ascend from heaven on earth through this worship. In its end times, this will be the same as Antichrist comes to Jerusalem, taking the seat of Christ, and advocates one thing, one world religion, and claim himself to be like God. Nimrod was half human, half angel, but with angelic powers and knowledge of dark magics. He got everyone to worship false god Anu. His wife furthered his ambition by spreading the false religions worldwide after the death of Nimrod. So you can see, especially so when you see the images of or idols of women and the child after the fall of Babel, this religion spreads to all around the world. And today we still have this image and idolatry worships of both women carrying a child. All forms of precious items are made in the images of false gods as a form of false worship. Satan wanted the same worship as what we believers will give to Yahweh. Contrary using this precious item to worship Yahweh and operate in the way of his economic system. In those days, back in the past Old Testament, Moses, Daniel, Joseph, David gave their hearts and life devoted to worship God alone, Yahweh. Moses led people out from Egypt to the promised land. Likewise, I believe God will call some of us to prepare and to help people out from darkness into light. And Daniel, in his end time, will be one that preparing to know more of Babylon systems than what we are now understanding more about how the system works. And from there, to help people back from exile into the promised lands. And Joseph, in his end time, same thing. Some people call to be Joseph to prepare for the coming famines and challenging moments. And of course, King David back then in the past, he understood what is true worship to God in spirit and in truth. Likewise, in the end times, we ought to embrace this form of true worship to God and godliness. Nimrod built Babylon and several other cities in China. It was recorded in Genesis 10, verse 10 to 12. He built his kingdom in the land of Babylonian, with the cities of Babylon, Iraq, Akkad, and Canaan. From there, he spent his territory to Assyria, building the cities of Nineveh, Rehoboth-ir, Calah, and Resen, the great city located between Nineveh and Calah. Let's look and dissect and look at each of the cities that he built. Babylon means confusion. Iraq means to lengthen, prolong, or live with. Akkad means starkly strengthening it or lengthen the confusions. Hanel means fortress of Anu, the false god, or the father of all false gods. Nineveh is abode of Minos. Some suggest could be Nimrod, but again, it also means a pagan goddess who is half human, half beast. And Rehoboth-ir means wide paths or wide streets. This contrary to what Jesus has taught us, that the way to the kingdom is the narrow path, the narrow way. Yet, Nimrod, in this sense, was trying to encourage people to go and worship different gods, to fill the spiritual needs within them, emptiness within them. And Calah means completion and resilience, strength. And recent is a brider, means a brider. A brider is often used to control the horses. So in a nutshell, it means Nimrod was trying to confuse people. A means of getting them to worship false gods, by providing them many ways to fill the spiritual emptiness. That's a form of control that is used in the past. The Antichrist in the end times will not suddenly appear, by the way, but has had been restrained until when time comes. So in Bible verse 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 to 4 and 6, 7, it says, "Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against God, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction. He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of God, claiming that he himself is God. And you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes. For this lawlessness already at work secretly, and will remain secret until the one who is holding him back steps out of it. The time will comes that all things set in motion and Antichrist will appear." So in summary, a biblical profile of Nimrod, the purpose of Nimrod's kingdom is a system of control outside of Yahweh's ways, with mixing and confusion through the false god Anu and derivative gods. As Nimrod's greatest achievement, Anu is often referred to as the father of the gods. The post-flood establishment. After Noah's flood, the whole ark landed on top of Mount Ararat. And from there, a new civilization began to flourish. They come down south, where descendants Nimrod came to establish Babylon, the Babylonian, and Mesopotamia, the band, different parts of the world. Thank you for watching this video. This has been the first part 1, the origins. The next part 2 will be very much exciting. That is about the Babylon systems, how you and I can prevent from partaking in the systems, and what is the current financial systems that is not God. And of course, the current Antichrist, the one world religions, as well as the one world economic systems, and how and what God revealed to me, we can prepare ourselves for the coming moments when that happens. With that, I will hope that you can share this video with your friends and invite more friends to understand more about the special believers, because I believe God has a message for every one of us who believe in Him to establish and restore His kingdom in the end times. Thank you very much for watching this. I will see you part 2. See you. My name is Michael from Singapore, and God bless you. Bye.